Ayan, mga ka-YouTubers, mga ka-Meta, mga ka-Facebook, mga kababayan natin. Kamusta po kayo? Ito na, may mga updates na tayo dito sa ating politika, sa ating bansa. Kanina po, nakita natin na may mga updates na pumunta na po yung ating presidente at saka yung mga ah, key members ng kanyang kabinete, DILG, of course, and kasama rin dyan si DSWD Secretary Tulfo, Secretary Abalos, among others. Pumunta na sila dun sa mga affected areas sa northern regions of our country, of course, the Cordilleras. May updates din tayo kahapon from officials on the ground dyan sa Ilocos region. Maraming areas po yung apektado. So far, we're still trying to keep track of yung mga nangyari. Of course, nakikiramay po tayo once again dun sa mga biktima ng itong trahedya, itong earthquake na nangyari. Major earthquake po yan. We're still keeping track dun sa rescue operations at saka yung mga sitwasyon dyan on the ground. At the same time, of course, meron din tayong updates dyan, guys, ukol sa mga damages na nangyari sa mga iba't ibang mga buildings, infrastructure. Not to mention, guys, yung mga, of course, mga cultural heritage sites natin. No? So si Senator Amy Marcos, na of course dating governor din sa Ilocos, nag-release siya ng update kahapon. Ito po yung mga apektadong areas dyan sa northern regions of our country. So sa Ilocos Sur po, naapektuhan po yung Bantay Bell Tower, na napakaganda po. Sa Ilocos Norte po, naapektuhan yung Sarat Church. Sa Ilocos Norte ulit, no? Yung Lawag Bell Tower din naapektuhan. Yung Sarat Heritage Municipal Hall sa Ilocos Norte naapektuhan din. At saka yung Vegan Calerial Houses. Siyempre yung mga napakagandang areas na parang Cubano, Havana style. Siyempre tayo po ay Ilocano at of course bumibisita din tayo dyan with family every other year. So syempre naalala natin mga yan, itong mga areas na pinibisita namin ng aming pamilya, yung Foronda site ko and all, pag pumupunta kami dyan, tsaka yung mga aming mga relatives and all, of course, prayers po and love dun sa mga ating mga kababayan na apektado dyan. Of course, nagpapasalamat din tayo na at least yung mga pamilya natin dyan sa Ilocos region, sa Cordillera region, at least so far safe. Although, may warning po ng FIVOLCS na there could be aftershocks, no, for the foreseeable future. So dapat medyo alert po sila. Kagabi kausap ko yung lola ko, so back and forth kami kasi malapit na rin birthday ng lola ko. Syempre gusto kong umuwi diyan sa Baguio. Bago mag-abroad na naman tayo kasi may mga speaking engagements tayo ulit abroad. So I'll be again back on the road for the coming months, and so for speaking engagement and other kinds of activities and conferences. Babalik din tayo dapat sa Europe, God willing, soon para mag-update din tayo sa situation sa Ukraine, no? Among others. So ito kahapon, nag-uusap kami ni Lola kasi apektado na rin po yung mga kalsada eh. Yung mga kalsada po na papunta, yung mga highways, yung Marcos Highway, yung iba wala na. Grabe talaga yung baksak ng talaga eh. Yung mga malalaking rocks, parang boulders, etc. So I hope yung reconstruction, yung fortification ng mga highways na pupunta sa Baguio at saka yung mga northern regions maayos na, alright? Para kami naman, yung mga taga Baguio, among others, makakauwi din kami para makasama rin natin, lola natin for her birthday. So salamat again guys for prayers, for all the support and everything you have showed. Now, nakita din natin na in fairness naman sa President Marcos at kanyang kabinete, rapid response yung nakita natin sa kanila. Of course, alam na naman natin, every time na may crisis ang sinasabi ng tao, nasaan ang Pangulo, of course, maraming nag-criticize sa dating Pangulo natin na parang absentee landlord, hindi warlord, landlord. Nag-criticize din ng mga dating presidente, bakit hindi sila on the ground or hindi sila nagpakita ng compassion, at saka hindi sila, you know what I'm saying, in flesh to show support and passion to people. Now, dito nakita natin with President Marcos, bumisita siya kasama yung mga key cabinet members dun sa mga apektadong areas, no? So bumisita po sila sa Abra. So ito yung press conference sila. Nakikita natin dito kasama si DSWD Secretary, Tulfo, kasama din dyan yung mga iba't ibang secretaries ng kabinete. So nasa Abra na po yan, no? So pumunta talaga sa Northern Luzon ang ating presidente at saka kasama din yung mga iba't ibang opisyales. You know, again, sabi ko nga, ayoko yung pinopolitika yung mga ganitong bagay kasi kailangan natin suportahan talaga yung presidente natin tsaka kahit sino, di ba? So dito nakita natin si Presidente Marcos kasama na yung mga cabinet members, key cabinet members na pumunta dyan. So nakita niyo yung DLG Secretary Abalos, DSWD Secretary Tulfo, among others. Is that Justice Secretary Remulla? It looks like so, no? I just have to confirm. So ito nakita natin si President Marcos going around trying to survey yung situation among others. Again, of course, alam ko sasabihin ng mga critics, ano lang naman yan, pakitang ano lang, gilas yan, pakute yan, ganun. But guys, the very fact that the president bothers to get out of Malacanang, go all the way there, right? Kaysa umuwi sa kanyang probinsya at magpahinga or hindi natin ano nasaan siya, di ba? In fairness naman, the guy is there quickly, pumunta siya doon. Within a day, pumunta na siya doon. Within hours pa lang, nandun yung DSWD Secretary natin, si Erwin Tulfo. Within hours, also, may press conference na overseen by the President. May updates kaagad from different agencies para may interagency coordination. And then, pumunta rin yung Presidente dun sa North, etc. So, guys naman, parang sabi ko naman, again, there's time for politics, there's time for support and cooperation and prayers and love, alright? There's time for love, there's time for war. Diba? Nasa Biblia na natin yan. I mean, nasa andyan lahat, diba? There's a proper time for everything. Okay? So, wag lang tayo criticize at support tayo. Ang hindi ko maintindihan, ito yung weird. Yung isang analyst dyan, na-criticize pa niya si LENI na, ito. Kinikriticize niya si LENI na bakit nagko-comment si LENI in support of the government. So, siyempre kahapon sinabi natin si former Vice President LENI Robredo, sabi niya, thank you to DSWD Secretary Elvin Turfo for the quick response. This sense of urgency is very important in crisis situation. Not only does it ensure that government resources will be readily available, but will also assure those affected that they will be cared for. So yun, maraming salamat. Nagpapasalamat si LENI Robredo sa itong administration na, sa Secretary Tulfo. And then biglang, hindi ko alam kung totoo yan or hindi, biglang, ewan ko, may comment yung isang analyst na totally uncalled for daw yan. This has never happened when a former VP speaks on the day of a crisis. No former official has done so. Ano? Bawal na magsalita. Hindi ka na opisyalis. Bawal ka na magsuporta, na magpakita ng suporta sa gobyerno. Talaga mga henyo, talaga mga natin dito. Yan ang sinasabi ko guys Huwag tayong hater kay Pangulong Marcos. Huwag din tayong hater kay dating Vice President Leni Robredo or iba. Huwag naman hater level guys. You know, even pag nagko-comment ako kay tatay, alam niyo naman. Kasi yung mga tatay style na bara-bara, yun naman concern ko. But I personally have nothing against any of these people. Personally, na-meet ko lahat ng mga yan. Na-meet ko si Vice President Leni, na-meet ko si President Duterte, na-meet ko si Bongbong Marcos. I've met these people throughout the years. Wala namang issue sa kanila. And ang point ko lang naman, when we make comments, it's really about their performance, how they can do better, etc. So, walang personalan. Problema dito, inaatake yung dating opisyalis natin na nagpapakita ng suporta sa gobyerno. Ewan ko dyan, di ko maintindihan ang nangyari sa ating bansa. Ewan ko talaga. Para lang may masabing masama dun sa iba, nagsasalita ng iba. Buti pa nga, ito na lang. Ito, pro-government ka. Tapos yung dating administration nagmaganda or dating officials nagmaganda na wala sa oras. Yes, you call that out. Agree ako dyan. Pero ito na nga, nagsusupport na nga Ayan tayo. Ay, nako. I mean, wag naman natin gawing cottage industry ang hater business, diba? I mean, wag naman tayo guys ganun. Anyone is entitled to express support or criticism. At kung may basihan, maganda. Kung walang basihan, we call it out. Ganon kasimple lang yan, guys. Wag ganon kasimple lang buhay. Okay. Now, kanina, mga walang hiya na kasama natin, tinatag tayo dun sa video ni Senator Robinhood Padilla. Wala akong ginagawa. Sila yung nagtatag sa akin na in-explain niya anong ginagawa niya kung hindi niya naintindihan. Ito. Na hindi niya naintindihan.
Ano ko naman may journal Kaya next day, yun ang kagad hinahanap ko. pagpasok ko, nasa yung journal. Yan, binabasa.
Tapos, ano, no, nagpapabrief ka sa mga brainstorming stuff mo.
Opo.
Translated.
Yun po yung journal ko, makikita niyo po yun, may mga linya. Pag may linya ko, ibig sabihin nun, kailangan kong isulat. Kung ano to.
So, kailangan yung regular, meron kayong regular.
Ayan. So, may journal naman daw siya. Meron siyang journal kung saan nilalagay niya yung mga, siguro, mga words, mga ideas na hindi niya naintindihan, di ba? Siguro naman, medyo nalaman ng ibang kaibigan natin na kasama po sa official languages natin po ang Ingles, 'di ba? Kasi may mga nagsabi diyan, hindi naman tayo Amerikano bakit tayo mag-English? Ayan tayo. Ay nako, ayan na naman tayo. Ayun yung mga palusot na gano'n na hindi ko talaga maintindihan. Paano ngayon? Si Bongbong Marcos, presidente natin, ayan, nag-Ingles. Nag-Ingles, nag-Tagalog din, parang nag-Ingles din. Yung opening parang yan, puro Ingles yan. So ano, Amerikano? Ayan tayo dyan Alam mo guys, para sa akin, kung tunay na masa ka talaga, you celebrate merit, you celebrate education, you celebrate self-improvement. In fairness naman dito kay Senator Robinhood, may effort naman daw siya. Nilalagay niya sa journal yung mga kailangan niya pag-aralan, etc. Sana naman medyo 24/7 cycle para makahabol. At least may effort naman siya. Ako, ganito naman sa akin ang edukasyon po, isa po itong karapatan. But let's just be honest that access to good education, especially high-level education, top university education, graduate school, etc., ito po yung pribileyo, no? Na hindi, kaya nga, privilege dahil a minority will have an access to it. So, unfair naman na na manglait ka ng tao or mag-criticize ka ng tao dahil hindi siya nagkaroon ng access sa high quality, higher education for many reasons, no? Pwede yon for reasons of lack of proper basic education training, lack of resources, etc. No, so ako po ay very egalitarian dito sa issue na 'yan. Whether anong tinapos mo, basta kung meron kang grit at determinasyon para improve mo yung sarili mo, no? Para iangat mo, no? Yung antas ng inyong edukasyon at saka para iangat mo yung kakayahan mo na maintindihan yung mga komplikadong bagay, lalong-lalo na dito sa gobyerno, lalong-lalo na dito sa national office level, di all support ako sa iyo. Kaya ako, na-appreciate ko yung efforts nila. For instance, Yorme Isko, efforts nila Senator Pacquiao, among others, to improve themselves, no, to do executive course, sa UP, sa Harvard, sa Oxford, etc. Now, of course, it doesn't mean that will necessarily, make you next level overnight. But these executive courses put you on the road to appreciate ano yung complexity ng public policy, ano pa ang dapat pag-aaralan, anong mga bagay-bagay na hindi mo nakikita kung shallow lang understanding mo ng politika, yung complexity of the structure, design issues, structural reform issues. So, for me, effort matters Recognition that you need to improve yourself matters. At hindi yung tipong porket hindi ka masyadong magaling mag-English, sabi na, pang-Amerikano lang, kuya, ano yan? Ayan tayo pag nag-exam ba tayo, bar and mga board exam, anong lingwahe ginagamit dyan, di ba? Yung official language natin dyan, yung presidente natin mismo, anong mga lingwahe na ginamit niya? Yung inauguration ni Bongbong Marcos, predominantly English. Now, medyo more mixed naman doon sa SONA, but still, di ba? So, ako naman, appreciate ko kung may effort. At sabi ko nga, kung talagang makamasa ka, you become a symbol of upward mobility in terms of education, in terms of skills, in terms of success, in terms of self-improvement. In short, dapat i-inspire mo yung taong bayan na we'll all do our best to move up. At the same time, galit na galit ako dun sa mga mata pobre na porkit nakapag-aral sila sa mga manggagaling na eskwela, ang feeling nila kung sino sila. Well, they forget the fact that a lot of these people who make it to the top schools, I'm not gonna name drop, is because either may pera, or swerte sila ng basic education nila, dinala sila sa magandang eskwela. You get what I'm saying? So, hindi lang ito issue ng discipline or hindi lang ito issue ng kakayahan, no? There are many, many factors that contribute to the reason why certain people make it to the top schools and others don't, or some people graduate or not. Now, so yun lang sa akin, 'di ba? Sana naman i-inspire natin yung ating taong bayan no, to make the best out of ourselves despite the difficult condition. Kaya nga sabi ko, believe ako kila Isko at saka Pacquiao among other people na kahit yung educational background nila initially was not optimal, they more than try to make up for it. Hindi lang with siga-siga lang, hindi lang pwede isiga-siga mo lang ang buhay, hindi mo lang pwede bara-bara lang, pero nag-aaral ka, nag-effort ka, pumunta ka around the world, you learn from other experts, you do executive courses, nag-aaral ka, nagbabasa ka ng libro, in-improve mo yung sarili mo. That for me is very important. Bilang isang guro, yan ang pinakamahalaga sa akin. Kasi, syempre, minsan tayo, nagtuturo tayo, di ba? Yung mga ibang estudyante mo, lalo na, I teach also graduate classes, no? So, masters, tinuturo ko, no? Syempre, may mga estudyante galing sa mga ibang eskwela na ang ganda ng Ingles nila, no? Yung iba, kailangan pa improve. Yung iba, sanay lang sila Tagalog, Filipino, no? For that matter. Ako naman, sabi ko, ang rule ko naman, most of the time ganito is, kung saan ka komportable, doon ka magsulat, pero ayusin mo doon, di ba? So just because magaling ka mag-English doesn't mean na mataas ang grade mo. Dapat may substance. In fact, dapat mas mahalaga yung substance, yung sinasabi mo, kaysa how you say it. At the same time, you of course encourage your students to improve themselves in terms of the manner of writing, the prose, the transitions, the flow, etc. But of course, substance is the more important thing. At the same time, ako, tuwan-tuwa ako sa mga estudyante na who may have started initially not as good, pero nag-improve sila ng husto. And that inspires not only others, it also inspires us teachers. So para sa akin, a leader is someone who inspires others to be the better version of themselves despite all sorts of disadvantages, structural disadvantages. Right? Yun lang naman sa akin. So yung mga style na, Amerikano lang nag-English ka na, nagpapatawa or hindi ko alam, wag naman sana ganyan. Lalo-lalong na, ikaw nakapagtapos ka rin naman ng college diba? So, wag tayong ganon, guys. So, again, as I said, in fairness man, in the case of Senator Robinhood, I think he's beginning to appreciate the fact that he has to do some catch-up and self-improvement. And nakapagkumbaba naman siya na he takes down notes, he's having a journal, working on that. Yun lang. And point ko, yun ang dapat sabihin mo sa taong bayan. Na hindi naman tayo lahat na may pribilyeho, na nakapunta sa mga magagandang eskwela, na napakagandang Ingles, na yung mga accent nila, Americano style pa, Nickelodeon style, or hindi tayo nakapunta sa UP or mga top universities na public, etc. Dahil hindi ganun kalakas siguro yung basic education training natin, or so on, or maraming ibang factors na pwede mag-contribute dyan, diba? But, eto na, meron na tayong pribilyeho na maging national office holder, elected tayo sa a very high office, so gagamitin natin itong panahon na ito, itong oportunidad para improve natin yung sarili natin. So yun lang naman sa akin guys I'm completely for egalitarianism. I hate mata pobre style. I hate this kind of pathetic elitism. At the same time, I believe in grit. I believe in self-improvement. I believe in the commitment to learn, to improve. May nakita akong quote na napakaganda kahapon, guys. Ito yung quote Parang something along the lines of, I mean, I know it almost by heart, but I want to make it something by the lines. Okay. So anyways, it's from an educator guy. Ang point niya, sabi niya, the illiterate of the 21st century are not those who cannot read or write. The illiterate of our era are those who are not willing to learn, unlearn, and learn again and improve themselves. Do you get what I'm saying? So true literacy is not just reading and writing. True literacy is the willingness to learn new things, to unlearn the wrong things you learned, and again, to learn new things every few years. Yung tinatawag guys, yung lifelong education. Yun po ang kailangan natin. Diba? So, kumbaga, ikaw magaling ka na abogado. Siguro later in your life, pwede ka mag-aral ng konti ng biotechnology. Right? Or pwede ka mag-aral ng, I don't know, philosophy or linguistics. Or ikaw ay napakagaling na doktor, no? Pwede ka mag-aral siguro ng social sciences or law later on. Do you get what I'm saying? Or lahat tayo, kailangan natin mag-aral ng technology. We need to know about cryptocurrencies, NFT, etc. Otherwise, masascam lang tayo niyan, di ba? So, it's a lifelong learning process. So, literacy in the 21st century is about the willingness to learn and improve, and to get rid of the bad learnings and unlearning those things so that you have space for new ideas and to keep updated about the latest things na nangyari. Hindi yung tipo, ay, matanda na tayo, wala na tayong matutunan. Or, ay, hindi, magaling na akong abogado, hindi ko na kailangan matutunan yan. No. Alam mo ako, I try to always learn a little bit about this and that. Ano yung latest sa physics? Ano yung latest sa, discovery sa, subatomic particle, mga ganun, experiments. Ano yung latest sa biotechnology? Ano yung latest sa cryptocurrency, sa NFT? These are not my specialization, but I try to learn a little bit about them because that way, I try to keep myself literate. Di ba? So, kung tunay na makapagkumbaba ka, kung talagang may humility ka, you're willing to learn and you celebrate the process of learning. You encourage and inspire other people para iangat nila sarili nila. And in the same way, yung mga feeling magaling dahil lang nakapag-aral sa magagaling na eskwela, ay nako po. Yung iba sa kanila, alam lang nila hanggang dito lang. Tapos pag medyo naging malawak na yung discussion, zone out na sila. Tapos idadaan na lang nila sa English nila na American accent. Ay, hindi pwede yan sa akin. Hindi yan pwede sa akin. Hindi mo pwede idadaan sa English lang. Dapat may substance yan. But you still have to have a competence in the language. Siguro guys, in 10, 20 years from now, yung susunod na generation, they have to learn hindi lang English, no? They have to learn probably Chinese, Mandarin, or at least one major Asian language aside from ours. And siguro Spanish or Arabic or French or something like that. You get what I'm saying? You have to be multilingual. When I say multilingual, hindi yung pwede ka lang mag-pick up line in different language. Hindi ganun, Or yung nakapag-conversation ka lang or mga barat style na pwede ka lang mag-discount. Hindi. Like, you can read and write and you can write in different languages. Like, believe ako kay Rizal dahil si Rizal ay nagsusulat ng mga letters, as in long letters in multiple languages. Not only Espanol, even German, even French. He could write. Not to mention, of course, Tagalog, Filipino, right? Yan po ang talagang tunay na multilingual. The capacity to read, write properly, to communicate at the highest level in different languages. No? At yan ang problema natin, guys. Yung mga kampante masyado, complacent masyado. Sikat na ako binoto na ako. So di ba? Tapos, di ba? So, for me, you honor the voters, you honor yung ating masa, ating mga kapatid at ating mga kababayan. If you make the most out of the opportunities and privileges you have, may pera ka naman. Wala ka namang problema sa pera, di ba? Wala ka namang problema sa access sa education, etc. Anyone can enroll in the school right now, di ba? Ang dami mga opportunities, online learning, hybrid learning, etc. So there's no excuse, di ba? There's no excuse for that. Wag natin i-celebrate yung kakulangan sa kapasidad natin in terms of communications, in terms of knowledge in certain sciences, etc. Let's constantly improve ourselves. Yun ang parati kong sinasabi. So, guys, if talagang egalitarian ka, naniwala ka sa equality, etc., don't celebrate incompetence. Don't celebrate lack of capability. Kaya in fairness, kaya nga sabi ko, natutuwa ako kay Isko, kay Pacquiao, at ngayon si Senator Robinhood na nare-recognize sila, they have to improve themselves, and a lot of them showed a lot of improvements throughout the year. So, yun talaga, yung perspective and attitude, very importante. Yung attitude mo, okay na ako, pwede na yan, tapos bitter ka sa mga mas magagaling, or feeling mo, ang galing mo dahil nakapag-aral ka ng magandang eskwela, tapos feeling mo, hindi mo na kailangan to learn anything. Well, guess what? Both of you will end up as illiterate in the 21st century. Because katulad ng sinasabi natin, proper literacy in the 21st century is the ability to constantly learn, lifelong learning, and to unlearn the bad things you learned. Right? Or, kunyari, hindi mausay yung pagturo ng algebra or calculus sa'yo, or balugtot yung grammar na tinuro sa'yo. You have to unlearn that so that you can learn a new one. Do you get what I'm saying, guys? Now, obviously, kanina, speaking of which, kayo, tingnan niyo naman, nag-effort naman ako to improve my Tagalog, di ba? Nakita naman yung effort ko Medyo, parang lasinggero lang daw yung pagtatagalog natin. Yan na naman tayo, nilahit na naman tayo. Pero appreciate the effort, di ba? I'm trying, guys. I'm trying my best, di ba? In fact, how should I put it? Na-hearten ako because may mga kaibigan akong dayuhan na nagmensahe sa atin. Sabi nila, Richard, nakita ko yung FB live mo. Wala akong naintindihan dyan except yung mga few English word na sinabi mo. Sabi ko, exactly. Yan ang gusto ko mangyari. That means, na hindi tayo masyadong konyo, di ba? Medyo may pag-asa tayo. You see, sa may effort tayo eh. Kasi syempre, at of course, over time, in-improve din natin yung Ilocano natin and mga other things. Kasi, guys, it's a way of showing respect when you try to learn the languages, di ba? Especially when you're a national office hold, I mean, elected office ka at the national level, tapos yung official language natin isa dyan, English. Tapos sasabihin mo, pang Amerikano lang yan. Ay, hindi pwede yan, di ba? Kahit natatawa lang yung mga tao, but actually it doesn't send a good signal. No one has to be discouraged from improving themselves constantly in manner, in substance, in communications, specialization, whatsoever. And we all have to be lifelong learners. That's the only way to remain literate in the 21st century. Hindi pwede sabihin mo, magaling na ako sa itong area, wala na akong pake. Ako nga, I had to learn. Hindi naman ako ganun kagaling, but I had to learn video editing, how to make podcasts, how to do FB Live. Lahat na yun, I had to learn it since last year, guys. Unti-unti kong in-improve yun, di ba? Yung pagka-konting geeky natin. Siyempre, I had to study everything like that. Yung TikTok lang, medyo hindi ko pa naintindihan yung mga iba na naiirita ako dun sa mga editing ek niya. But you get what I'm saying? May effort naman tayo, di ba? Yan. So, yun yung sinasabi ko. Now, kanina, meron tayong update na si dating Vice President LENI Robredo ay meron na siyang honorary PhD. So, it's honorary. That means she didn't earn it like by going through the process, right? But it's honorary because it's in recognition of her contributions and her organic expertise that qualifies her to get a PhD in economics. Economics, right? Wait lang ha. Double check ko. Mahirap na. Baka naman tayo dyan. Baka ma-troll na naman tayo dyan. Ayan na yung mga troller boys. Ayan na, tinitroll na ako. Ito. So, wait lang. Sinasagot ko yung mga trolls eh. Masarap kasi mag-troll ng mga trolls. Mga feeling matalido. Tapos, pag elaskodor mo, wala na, iyak na sila. Ano yung binigay na honorary degree sa, anong PhD yung binigay sa kanya? Ayun na naman ako, nag-alaskador na naman ako eh. Just to be clear, si Ma'am LENI Robredo po ay graduate ng UP School of Economics, ha? Ito yung top school of economics sa ating bansa. Alright? Hindi ito basta-basta. Alright? Isa yan sa mga mahirap na kurso dyan sa UP. Okay? BA ba siya or BS? Anyway, regardless, this is the top economics school. And economics is not an easy course. And graduating from economics is not easy. Okay? Just be clear about that. At of course, nag-abogado rin siya. Given na yan. Alright? Parang si tatay, abogado rin, di ba? Pero ito, binigyan na siya ng PhD in economics, di ba? So, former Vice President Robredo is receiving an honorary degree in economics from Ateneo de Manila University. Ito ay ayon sa Board of Trustees voted July 11 to award an honoris causa. Okay, so ayon sa kanila, ito yung memorandum ng Ateneo President Father Roberto Yap na na-publish today, di ba? July 27. 20 kahapon, sorry. Na Maria Leoner, also known as LENI Robredo, was the country's vice president for 6 years. In those years, she made remarkable contribution towards poverty alleviation in spite of limited government budget through the programs her office undertook with a vast network of partners, international organization, local foundation, and other non-governmental organization, corporations, and local government units. Ito yung ayon sa Ateneo, yung basihan nila to give her PhD in economics. Although, of course, she didn't technically enroll it, kaya nga it's called honorary degree. Her responses to the COVID-19 pandemic, natural and man-made disasters, and violations against human rights and the Philippines' national sovereignty demonstrates a leadership that is both strategic and compassionate, qualities which we hope to form in our students, graduate, and employ. So in short, ito si Ma'am LENI na hindi naman graduate ng Ateneo yan, graduate ng UP yan, binigyan ng ganitong recognition ng Ateneo dahil sa kanilang tingin, sa kanilang perspektibo, si Lenny embodies the qualities that they want to see in their own students. You know, the qualities of patriotism, the qualities of compassion, hard work, strategic thinking, dedication to the craft. So Ateneo earlier chose her to deliver a commencement speech for the university graduating back in August 27. At yun lang. And of course, alam din natin yung situation sa Ateneo ay medyo a lot has been happening at Ateneo, including yung trahedya na nangyari sa Ateneo the other weekend. Of course, tingnan natin anong investigations na nangyari dyan. Di ba? Yung isang vlogger na walang hiya, parang gine-justify niya, para pa stay strong ba siya dun sa nag-terrorize ng mga tao dyan. Di ba? Parang act of terrorism na yan eh. Grabe naman yung ginawa niya. Grabe, di ba? Daming natakot dun, daming na trauma dun sa nangyari. In-update ko pa yung ibang estudyante natin na nandun eh. May mga estudyante tayo nandun. Ayan, may mga nag-troll dyan, sinasabi, who cares? Oh, who cares? Di, ba't ka nandito? Di umalis ka. Pal ka pala eh. Ayan tayo. Ayan. So, congratulations to former Vice President, attorney, and now Dr. Maria Leonor LENI Robredo. Ayan, sa dami ng title. So, kanina, of course, alam naman tayo, medyo sutil tayo. Sabi natin, bakit? Paano naman yung isang yung hindi na-graduate, na sinasabi na-graduate, tapos, ayoko na magsalita. Sabi, bakit yung isa na yaman-yaman ng daddy niya, tapos ang dami nilang pera, pinadala pa sa abroad, western countries, aral here, hindi na-graduate, aral dyan, hindi na-graduate, pero nanood ng Marvels ng ganon, tapos naging alam niyo na, perfect attendance sa mga debates, yan, napakaganda. Pero in fairness naman, magaling mag-Ingles. Hindi lang pang Amerikano ang Ingles, yun lang sabihin natin. Magaling siya mag-Ingles. Kaya siguro naman, pag high school graduate ka, pwede ka rin bigyan ng PhD na honorary kahit high school graduate ka. Kahit di ka na-graduate ng any real course, by any real university in this universe. Or maybe dun sa alternative universe, meron social studies graduate from Oxford, pero hindi ko alam. As far as I know, PPE yung course na. Okay. Ito na, mabait na tayo. Tinanong ko lang talaga, sabi ko, paano nang yung isa? Baka naman, pwede rin, di ba? Baka naman. Siyempre si Lenny, meron na siyang titles, attorney, ngayon doctor, tapos siyempre, dating president. Anyways, unity tayo guys, unity. Who needs to graduate when you have unity? Alright? Who needs to attend debates when you have unity? Idaan lahat natin yan sa unity. But let me end again on the positive note. In fairness naman, so far, so good, at least in certain areas, at least nakita natin, in fairness naman dun sa response ng government, dun sa trahedya na nangyari sa Abra, sa Ilocos areas, among others, very rapid yung response from President Marcos and his key cabinet members, and kudos to Secretary Erwin Tulfo. Secretary Erwin Tulfo yan, hindi yan yung si Raffy Tulfo, yung senador, di ba? Hindi yun wag nyo i-confuse yan. DSW Secretary to, hindi yung senador, ibang usapan yan. Kasi may dami ko nakita ng comments kaya, salamat kay Raffy Tulfo. Hindi po si Erwin Tulfo ang pumunta. Yan ang siguro mahirap maging Tulfo brothers, no? Kino-confuse kayo. Secretary of DSWD po ang sinasabi natin, si Erwin. Hindi po si Raffy po ay senador. Now, pwede rin siya pumunta, but I'm saying, syempre, DSW Secretary siya, meron siyang budget, meron siyang mandato, meron siyang jurisdiction. At exactly katulad lang sinabi niya sa atin, dun sa interview natin last week, di ba? Nung nakiki-eavesdrop kayo dun sa interview kay Secretary Erwin Tulfo for GMA Network. And then, katulad din ang sinabi niya ahead of his assumption of power. Sabi niya, I want to be a secretary, DSW secretary that people can see, people can feel, people can touch, people can, rely on, di ba? And in fairness naman sa kanya, he has showed that so far. So God bless the Philippines, God bless our good leaders and yung mga ibang leaders. Sana naman, tuloy-tuloy yung mga magandang ginagawa, iwas-awasan yung mga, best wishes din sa mga natin, mga new leadership sa legislatures and president, speaker of the house, minor, senior, deputy, majority, minority, floor reader, ayun basta, yung mga yan, lahat na yan, ayan na, ayusin nyo na ha, bahala na kayo dyan. Alright, mga ka-unity, I'll keep it here, bukas na natin ituloy yung mga discussion natin, alright? Actually, ako nga, I think Lenny Robredo could be also potentially up for a PhD honorary in law. Dahil sa kanyang contributions, by the way, dun sa mga marginalized groups. Kasi alam natin, bago siya sumabak sa politika, siya po ay tumulong sa mga magsasaka, sa mga marginalized groups. Nasa PAO office din yata siya, di ba? So tumulong siya. So I think she could be also a potential for being a double honorary PhD, including a PhD in law. So probably Ateneo naman pwede magbigay sa kanya or some of the top schools in the country. So yun lang. So yun ang sinasabi ko. And at the end of the day, guys, at the end of the day, ayan na yung mga matatalinong trolls ko. Sige na, trolls, tuloy-tuloy niyan. Gusto ko yan, engagement. Itaas natin engagement natin. Natatawa ako na naiiyak doon sa mga iba na sinasabi, bakit naman PhD pa, mga lawyer pa, ganun, talo naman sila. O di, anong gusto niyo sa buhay? Popularity contest, performative lang? Chismis na lang ang basihan? Ayan tayo Kaya hindi tayo nagiging umuunlad na bansa Kasi, ay nako, ayoko na magsalita. Parang akong ganun, ayoko na magsalita, tapos ang dami sinabi. Hindi, pero promise, ayoko na ituloy ito kasi rabbit hole na yan Alright, let me thank everyone. Kasama yung mga Uniteam, YouTubers, parang Uniteam, YouTubers, YouTube Union, gano'n. Oh, by the way, bukas guys, abangan nyo, mag-usap din kami ni Mark Gamboa, yung kaibigan natin dyan na vlogger. Walang yan, nakikita ko yung mga post ngayon. Sabi na, si Richard, siya lang vlogger talaga na gano'n. Tarang grabe, vlogger na talagang tawag sa akin. I can't. Alam mo, next time discuss na rin natin ghosting bill. Ang tawag ko dyan, hugot law. May hugot law tayo. Ang dami pwede makasuhan dyan. Ay nako, marami akong kakasuhan dyan. Bago akong kakasuhan ko kayo for ghosting and for hugot. Ayan na, mamaya na yan. Alright, salamat. Thank you very much again. Please guys, continue to pray, continue to support in whichever you can yung ating mga kapatid na who are facing difficulties right now. And thank you very much again for tuning in. Salamat kay Inyo Bahamunde for joining us. Kay Ma'am Fanny San Miguel, as always, very much appreciated. Kay J-Spot Makalibat, kay Naomi Tablare, kay Jocelyn Tombaga, kay Jill Bruce, thank you for joining us. Kay Andy Baltores, ayan, mabait niyan. Friends natin si Jill Bruce pala, joining us from New Jersey, USA, Estados Unidos. Buenos dias, buenas noches, kamusta naman kayo dyan? Combat mode daw, sabi ni Inyo. Hindi, hindi ko pa nalaban yung ibang, kaya ito lang gamitin ko. Ayan, ayoko na magsalita, baka naman tayo, mas splice tayo dyan. Kahapon pa ang ayog na tayo sa Kiboloy, ibang topic na tayo. Next topic, thank you kay Naomi, again, Tablade, thank you kay Pril, Masangkay, thank you for your support, thank you kay Roach Mercado, thank you kay Abe Samies, thank you kay Felix Bautista, thank you kay Gerby de la Cruz. Maraming salamat po. Thank you very much for your support. Ayan, may top fan page badge na daw, sabi ni Ariel. Bukas guys, tuloy din natin discussion. Medyo balikan natin yung China, Russia. Kasi may announcement ngayon na nag-cancel ng Philippines yung mga chopper na in-order natin from Russia. No? So we still have a lot of foreign policy issues to discuss at yung mga changes na nangyari. Ayan, may kapatid tayo from Abra. Si Mina Asherto Di Malanta. Kapsat, kamusta? Watching from Abra po. In fairness, di ko siya binoto pero convincing yung talks nila. Probably na lang talaga is consistency ng mga... Okay, alright. So thank you very much dun sa honest comment niyo. So may mga kapatid tayo joining us from Abra saying that in fairness naman, even though iba na hindi bumoto kay Marcos or ayaw kay Marcos, at least they appreciate his effort so far and they want more consistency on that front. That's good to hear. Good attitude tayo, guys. Good vibes tayo. As I said, kung may mali nangyari, we point it out. Kung wala naman or may magandang nangyari, we also support it. Ganun dapat yung attitude. Ayan, first time watcher daw, sabi ni Noel Reyes. Well, Noel, you have no idea what you have been missing all these years. Ay, hindi pa naman tayo 1 year, di ba mga kameta? Ilang months na tayo. Parang mas bata pa tayo. Hindi, kasing bata tayo mas matanda tayo ng konti kaysa kay... Ay, hindi. Kasabay natin yung 2 days older than Pink Movement. Di ba? Kailan tayo nag-start yung mga first meta natin? First meta natin was like, mga October, di ba? Tapos few days later, nag-announce na si Lenny. Yan. So, bibo tayo, mga bibong, toddler. Ayan. Wala pa tayong 1 year, guys. Mag 1 year anniversary tayo, God willing, bandang October. Alright? Tingnan natin kung makapag-meet and greet tayo at mga book launch, ganun. So thank you very much again dun sa mga sumusuporta sa atin, joining us. Very much appreciated. Ayan. Tsaka yung mga ating pamilya, mga Foronda clan. Ayan, Foronda clan from Pangasinan to Ilocos Sur to yung mga nasa Manila, of course. We have a lot of Foronda relatives also here sa mga Baguio. Naimbag nga gabi. I wish you the best and hope everything is fine. Our prayers. Thank you very much kay Love Amy for joining us live. Yun eh. Thank you very much kay Irene Berameda. Thank you very much. Oh, by the way, thank you rin dun sa mga na-comments kanina dun sa latest publication natin. So guys, I posted a link to the free copy of my latest article. This is a journal academic article. So hindi ito yung blog post lang yun or ek-ek lang. So this is with the Journal of Democracy. I wrote about the return of the Marcoses to the Malacanang. In fact, the term should be restoration of the Marcoses, but I don't control editorial decisions na nila yan. So this is by Journal of Democracy, which is one of the leading academic journals in social sciences, and of course, one of the leading, if not the leading, on anything that has to do with democratization, democracy, and authoritarianism, no? So marami dyan mga lodi na academics, Samuel Huntington, Francis Fukuyama, Larry Diamond. They have been contributors, regular contributors to the Journal of Democracy throughout the years and decades. So please check it out. I posted. So this is published by Johns Hopkins University. So for now, temporarily, for a few weeks, it's going to be available for free. So please check it before hindi na siya free. Because after a month or so, I think it will be only available if you have access to EBSCO, to JSTOR, and academic libraries. No, otherwise you have to pay for it each. It's very expensive. So please check it. It's available now for free on the website of Journal of Democracy here. You can read it for free. So it's a detailed analysis of contingent and structural factors which contributed to the restoration of the Marcoses to the Malacanang. Hindi lang, I mean, they have been in power for the past 30 years, but I'm talking about Malacanang level. All right, so please check it out. Now, some people, some friends raised issues. Sabi nila, why didn't you cite the 1969 election of Marcos where he won more than 61% of the votes, which is higher than his son? I had to clarify that I expressly said competitive election. So I think experts would accept the 1965 election of Marcos as competitive, but the 1969 election was arguably the dirtiest and most fraudulent, probably even worse than the 2004 Hello Garcia election. So in that sense, hindi natin sinama dito. So yung mga nag-nitpick, or yung mga hindi naman nag-nitpick, they're just trying to make sure we were getting everything right. Everything that is there it went through a very rigorous review process. So please check it out, guys, para maintindihan nyo how political analysis is done. Hindi pwede chismis lang, kuda lang. You have to deploy very, very high-level argumentation, substantiation, data, evidence, analysis, multiple rounds of review. So hindi yan basta-basta. Alright? Okay, and okay. So paki-check out yan. So thank you very much sa mga support sa akin. Please check it out. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the first real academic work on the return of the Marcoses. So please check it out. Thank you very much for that. Tayo rin po yung medyo makapal na mukha. I think my book was the first international published book on Duterte. The Rise of Duterte. Nasaan yung book ko? Sinulat ko 2017 pa lang, may libro na ako kay Tatay Digong. Alright? Paki-check out. So you can see the reviews here by Howard French at Columbia University, Joshua Corlanze, Council on Foreign Relations, Walden Bello, State University of New York, among others who did the review of my book on Duterte, etc. So hopefully, God willing, if you have time, you can also try to come up with a book on Marcoses sooner than later. Let's see on that. So ito yung mga articles na nakita niyo, all this will be a foundation and framework, conceptual framework for my analysis, and hopefully a book, God willing, analysis of Marcos's return to office and what this means for return to the Malacanang and what it means for the Philippines democracy and foreign policy. So you can get a snippet of that with my journal article for Journal of Democracy, and also sa Diplomat Magazine, kung titignan yung issue niya this month, July issue, meron din tayo article dyan on the return of the Marcoses. So I'm just working right and left. Kung minsan nakikita niyo, grabe yung eye bags ko, mukha akong pagod, etc. It's because I'm writing, guys. I'm working, I'm doing teacher's job. I checked 1,000 pages of student papers over the past few months lang. I had to write so much on elections, etc. So pasensya na kung minsan medyo kulang tayo, kapos tayo. Nakakapuchino naman tayo na 3-in-1, medyo okay pa naman. Hindi naman tayo super hyper. So salamat again. Thank you also kay Ma'am Jocelyn Lomberio for your support. Safe trip po sa inyong probinsya. Hindi ko alam how much I should say. Baka sabihin nila, ano na, baka marites na. Have a safe trip po. Thank you very much dun sa mga talagang na-hearten po tayo sa inyong support. I very, very much appreciate it. It can get a bit lonely sometimes and frustrating, but yun lang. Ayan. Ito si Ernie Carpio. Sabi niya, who is this analyst? Talangka. Ayan, na naman tayo dyan. Tapos meron pa siyang batch na top fan. So, top fan ka na. Tapos sinasabi mo, sino ako? Ayan tayo. Huli ka, bata ka. Huli ka. Obviously, matagal ka na dito, kaya may top fan batch ka na. Ayan tayo. Ayan tayo. Talagang mga sublime moments talaga. Pero please, thank you sa mga trolls ko. You push up my engagement level. So, thank you so much. Yung inauguration natin, bumabalik na tayo sa hundreds of thousands of views again and millions of views in a month. Thank you so much, partly to our trolls. Okay? Maraming salamat. Thank you kay Carmela Regalia. Thank you very much for your support. Thank you very much also kay Jenny Misa. Thank you very much for your support. Thank you. Sabi ni Vida, no, not audible. I think the problem is on your side. Everyone else is listening to us. Klaro naman tayo, di ba? Narinig niyo naman ako. Nakikita ko naman yung comments at saka emoji niya. Eh. Walang ya. Ayan, watching from Pangasinan. Sabi ni Yoj, is that Mata or Mata? Yeah, thank you so much. Ayan. Thank you kay Gia Lara for support, sending love and support to us from Auckland, New Zealand. Thank you very much. Thank you very much sa mga Kiwi friends natin. By the way, yung heart natin dito, BTS, purple ang heart natin, hindi pink or red. Okay? Purple tayo. Thank you kay Kilet. Good morning. Okay, saan po kayo base? Europe ba? UK ba? Okay, good evening pala. Alright. Salamat naman dyan sa mga nagsusuporta sa atin. Yan. Yan. Inspire people, sabi ni Danilo Montemayor. Yes, yun ang trabaho ng isang official, to inspire people, not to celebrate mediocrity or incompetence or lack of capabilities, but to inspire people to always be a better version of themselves. Salamat kay Roland Descalar. Wala, mahina na yata yung mata ko. Wait lang. Descalar. Thank you very much for your support. Thank you also, yes, salamat din for inspiring me, and I hope in my own little ways I'm inspiring you guys. Salamat kay Jasmine Lopez. Yan, correct. Sabi ni Ella. Kung mayroon akong Jella, may Ella na rin tayo. Okay to parang pwede tayo mag-Rihanna music Ella, mga ganun, Jella. Oh, yeah, friends tayo. Huwag kayo mga ano lang tayo. Ano lang tayo. Lambing lang yan. Ayan. At yes, totoo naman marami naman nag-aaral lang pero purong fake news lang alam sa buhay. So hindi naman, it's not just having credentials. It's having quality credentials and a heart, right? In the right place. Hindi in the trapo place, hindi senior, junior, ganyan. Alam nyo na yan. Hindi ko na fill in the gap. Alright? Thank you very much for that. Alright. And as I said, in fairness naman, may effort si Senator Robinhood to take down notes and improve on things. So looking forward to see more improvements and also expression of sincere humility. Ari Ben Larida Blanc, thank you very much for that. Maraming salamat. Very informative daw, sabi ni iba. Si Jella. Yes, tama, di ba? Economics, yung binigyan sa kanya. Kay Attorney Dr. Leonard Robredo. Sabi ni Jimmy Ledesma, this is her 3rd honorary degree. Okay, sorry na. Okay. I'm just saying, baka pwede rin siya ng honorary degree ng PhD in law, diba? Anyways, lawyer naman din siya, hindi lang siya economist, right? So, yun lang. Thank you kay Mitch, thank you kay Dakila, thank you kay Annabelle Gamoras. Ayan. Pumapatol na dun sa mga trolls natin. Walang nga talagang troll na yan. Nilalait tayo, tapos yung pala may top fan badge na siya. So, ibig sabihin, matagal na siya nandito. Walang kaya. Huli ka, bata ka. Ayan tayo Ayan na yung mga troll friends natin. Yung mga nagsaside ng mga splice videos ni Lenny. Mga Alamano Club. Oops, team late, sabi ni Mitch Tengcho. Okay naman, okay lang. Potsky Navar. Thank you very much for your support. I very much appreciate it. Ano sabi nito? Natural na talino. Kaya walang script, walang magawa, sabi ni Joseph. Ayoko na mag-comment dyan. Basta magaling na vlogger yung iba dyan. Yun na lang sasabihin ko. Thank you kay Ma'am Eunice Balcon. Again, as always, very, very kind of you. Kay Celia Manansala, very much appreciate your support. Ayan, si Jella. Medyo pumapatol na dun sa... Yun, sa mga... trawlers. Grabe naman, bardagulan na yung iba dyan sa comment section. Huwag na kayo magbardagulan. Mabait tayo dito, guys. Aurora Gonzalez, thank you for your support. Kay Tere Sawai, again, mga regular supporters natin. Raymart Valeriano. So, sino ba yung mga first-timers dito? Yes, nag-isip tayo ng meet and greet. Sana. Hindi ko birthday October. Yung ito birthday ng Meta Movement natin. Pisces ako. Yan, Rose Uy. Thank you sa'yo. Thank you kay Amy MG, kay Mites Senan Makalala. Again, our Mites from Australia showing support and love. Very much appreciated. Kay Rose Uy. Yun eh. Kay LENI. Yun no, may LENI Bandojo Ramos. Thank you very much. Yun no. Yung link, guys, meron na dun sa post ko, right? Ipo-post ko ulit dito. Pakibasa naman yung mga pinopost natin. Konti lang naman pinopost ko ngayon. Hindi na katulad dati na sinaspam ko yung sarili kong page. Elmer Calarabal, thank you very much also for your support. Very kind of you. Salamat kay Zaida Banavides. Very kind of you, Ana Abrea. Yan. Ano ba yung mga tanong nyo dyan? Yun lang naman sinasabi natin. Ayan. Oiga Zaidamas, kay Raquel Satuna, joining us from Japan. From Nippon. Okay. Watching. Oy, Kalinga. Si Emily, joining us from Kalinga. I hope okay po kayo dyan. Meron din tayong mga kapatid na nag-join sa atin from Cagayan, from Ilocos Region, from Doha. Ayan, from Indonesia po. Ayan, terima kasih for joining us. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So, salamat talaga sa mga kametan natin joining us from all around the world. Yung mga first-timers nandito. Please check out our videos and please also subscribe dun sa YouTube channel natin, Richard Haydarian Vlog. And also please subscribe again dito sa ating podcast, the Richard Haydarian Podcast. So, it's as simple as that. Just put my name there. Lalabas lang. So please continue to support us here. We upload some original and some of the also audio version of our metas here dito sa podcast natin dyan. So we have some original stuff na mga interviews natin with secretaries, etc. na hindi lumabas dito or somehow original na nilalagay natin dito. Alright? So don't worry about that, guys. Again, congratulations to former Vice President for the latest recognition she got from top university. Salamat din sa ating gobyerno, sa mga opisyales na tumutulong dun sa ating mga kapatid. At ayan, A for effort din kay Senator Robinhood, right, for taking notes and trying to improve himself. So it's always good. It's always good to have a little bit of good vibes. Thank you very much, guys. Again, have a good evening and hasta mañana. Maraming salamat. Adios.